ahead.
Yeah. So hello everyone. I'm Irena Anggreni, mental wellness and leadership coach. I help heart-based leaders actually to keep their cups refilled, and of course this can take in many forms. And today I have the pleasure of having Arnout. So we've worked together in coaching, and yeah. So Arnold will share also, kind of a bit more, because I will be asking him a question about how did he experience coaching with me. But first, Arnold, could you please share about yourself? Because I think you are also doing wonderful things. Yeah, just to give a hint, like we met through Toastmaster, and I know that you're a champion in neurodiversity. Normalizing and opening conversation about it. So please take the floor, Arnold, and introduce yourself.
Yes, thank you. So there's quite a lot to share there. So indeed, my name is Arnout Nederpelt. I'm a bit over 40. Have aspergers, and I'm also gifted. Working currently at ASML. But to get there was quite a journey, because after finishing university, I spent around 3 years job hunting and really found out how much bias there is in the world, how much people discriminate, and also how most job interviews are more about your skills in doing a job interview, and that's about how good you are in a job. Eventually, with some help and my diagnosis, I got into ASML, where I'm also part of the board of Atypical, employee network that promotes neurodiversity and inclusion. So work-wise, I'm settled. But of course, I found out that that same barrier that kept me from landing a job also makes it more difficult to find a relationship. Because there is an analogy between doing a job interview for a job and dating for a relationship.
Yeah.
So that's that eventually caused me to reach out to Irene to see what I can do to more easily connect, show myself to a date, and hopefully manage to get past that stage into a relationship.
Yeah, it's really, thank you for being so open. And I love also the analogy. Indeed, sometimes like the dating world, kind of like can feel like, oh, is it like a job interview? But also like to draw the parallel between the two, it's also really about showing up genuinely as ourselves. And of course, like how to make a genuine connection as a from human to another human. And kind of to broaden it, like it is about this interpersonal relating, which is kind of like also typical people may have challenges as well. And it's wonderful, and now that you also give the background as well, like you work at a very technical field, but you're also very involved like in inclusion and diversity, especially neurodiversity, promoting promoting more openness and inclusion like in your organization and beyond, I understand.
Also really help people to use their strengths, because very often people look at the flaws, the challenges, things that are difficult, and they fail to see all the strengths. And that's something that's really contrasting a bit between most companies and an organization like Toastmasters, which you also mentioned before. With companies, they're very cautious and saying, well, if you're autistic, then we don't believe you can do it, so we keep you somewhere down in the organization. In Toastmasters, on the other hand, there's the idea that everyone can just try out things, learn, grow, and if they do well, they can go for the next level and try there. So that's how I went there from being a member to now being the district director, so leading all the Toastmasters clubs in Netherlands, Belgium, Luxembourg, France, and Monaco. Around 3,000 members spread over 112 clubs. and managing that quite well.
Yeah.
Possible because I was included. I was given a chance to try and to show that I can do it.
Oh, that's really something, like if anyone watching like from organization here, like this is something to take note, right? Kind of like, yeah, kind of how willing are organizations, like if you're a decision maker in an organization or the hiring manager, for instance, like to really look beyond, yeah, okay, like there are of course like certain ways that are not typical perhaps with being neurodiverse. But you mentioned also about the strength, the values, kind of like, would you like to update us a bit, Arnold? Like maybe because some people may not be familiar. What are the strengths of being neurodiverse? Like especially in your case, you mentioned about Asperger and highly gifted.
Gifted,
yeah.
So the strengths, they differ a bit per neurotype. But if you look at the strengths of autistic people, also within autism, they differ a bit because every autistic person is different. But in general, autistic people tend to be better at the structures, patterns, seeing things that are that differ from the pattern. So, for example, flaws in a pattern or a code.
Okay.
Also tend to be a lot more honest. So yeah, a stronger sense of morality.
Sorry,
Morality.
Morality. Yeah.
And yeah, sometimes also take honesty a bit too far, which is not always very helpful. If the other person can appreciate it, then it's actually very beneficial because they don't have all the business politics, frustrating things. You just go for what's needed, and that's it.
Yeah.
And then if you look at the gifted part, there also from that side is a very high morality because you really think things through a lot. You think very fast. You really see many different factors that are relevant to a problem that you're working on.
Thinking big, you mean?
Yeah, exactly. The downside is that because you think so fast and so big that it's not always easy to get other people to follow along in your thoughts.
Yeah. Okay.
Then you need to take a step back and to go through a step that you skipped in your explanation to get other people to also follow.
Yeah.
So then there's a manager that also commented once that there's a difference between being right and getting other people to accept that you're right.
Okay. Yeah, and then it's again about this interpersonal relations, like how do we navigate that? Because it is, I love it, like how you sum it up about the ability of seeing patterns and also thinking like big and fast, the big picture and strong morality, like who doesn't need that? I think that's a really great value, and also honesty, like you get what you see.
Yeah.
With Arnout. So, yeah, but it also yeah, it sounds like, kind of it's like in the context of course, like in a professional context or in an organization, like making innovation, it's really about maybe asking the right questions, perhaps how to harness like all these strengths that a neurodiverse person.
Yeah, and it's very important to keep communication and not to make assumptions. Because instead of assuming something, instead of thinking for the neurodivergent person, just talk with them, ask them. Ask what are you good at? How can you make good use of that? Where might you need some support?
Yeah. Yeah, and I get the sense, Arnold, especially because you are already quite a seasoned Toastmasters, like you practice this communication, that it is also, yeah, for you probably now already much easier to communicate what are my strengths, like you have that reflective capacity already honed, and also the communication skills like practice and practice and practice over these years, also in your leadership roles.
Yeah, I do have the skills to communicate my strengths, but at the same time, there's something called the Dunning-Kruger effect, where the more you know, the more you're aware of what you don't know.
Oh, yeah.
So even though I have a lot of strengths, I'm also aware of everything that I'm not yet good at.
Yeah.
So I hesitate to speak boldly about my strengths because I know how much I still have left to to learn, to develop, etc.
All right. So
Someone
I
who is a
learned
lot less skilled might be much more confident than me.
Can you repeat again the name? What Donning?
Yeah, the Dunning-Kruger effect.
Dunning-Kruger effect. Okay, yeah.
Dunning-Kruger.
Dunning-Kruger. Okay, maybe I write that down. Yeah, because it is indeed like I didn't know the exact name of the effect, but I did realize like, okay, like people who tend to feel like an imposter or people who deal with a lot of self-doubt, insecurities, often they are like the brightest, the most intellectual person, you know, kind of very reflective also. That's why they are kind of sometimes being hard on themselves.
Exactly.
Okay. Yeah, so thank you for painting this picture, like about, you know, kind of about you and also your activities and the thing that kind of drove you to reach out for coaching was really about developing the interpersonal skills, especially in the context of dating. Could you share a bit more about that? You know, kind of what is the particularly the challenges, you know, as a someone neurodiverse like yourself, like in this space?
I think there are multiple challenges. I think one of them is overthinking. Because I tend to, yeah, it's also part of the gifted part that I tend to think way too much. So any small signal that I get on a date, I start thinking, what does it mean? I should do something with that or not?
Okay.
Also, part is a bit of intuition, and I think a bit too logical, which is something that comes from my autistic side.
All right.
Which then causes it more to be like a friendly chat on a date. But then at the end of the date, you get the feedback that she didn't feel a spark or a connection.
Okay.
And then, yeah, when you meet someone on a date of dating site, then the intent is not to form a new friendship. It's to find a relationship.
Okay.
Then often, if they don't feel that that spark, then it's okay. I'm not looking for a new friend, so that's it.
Yeah. So you mentioned also intuition and logical, like, you know, kind of those are like both qualities that you feel like, okay, like maybe like this is the person for me, but there's somewhere like the logic is in, like what happens there? Because I got a bit lost in your story a bit.
Well, I'm trying to think what would be a good match in terms of personality and other things.
Yeah.
But that's really thinking inside my head about what would be a good match for a relationship.
Okay.
But of course, relationships are, at least nowadays, they're not based on the mind anymore. Nowadays, people marry from the heart. So
yeah.
So I think if we still lived in time of arranged marriages, then I would have found the perfect match long ago.
Yeah.
Just purely from the head thinking.
Yeah.
Probably also made her happy.
Yeah.
But nowadays, you need to find a way to connect heart to heart, and that's difficult because I tend to overanalyze everything and start thinking, what does it mean? And
okay, yeah.
that requires a bit more being in touch with my own feelings.
Indeed, yeah. And that's also kind of, you know, the work that we did also really about, hey, how to be more present. Like we thought this overthinking, or if overthinking, you know, how to not get sucked into it, but really to be present and also indeed like be more feeling.
Yeah.
Yeah, kind of we also did like the embodiment exercise to kind of, you know, like how does it feel in the body, and yeah, what does it mean, and then, you know, kind of how can we use also, you know, like if there's overthinking or over excitement, like, hey, how to stay grounded, yeah, in this interpersonal space relating. And yeah, I'm curious also, you know, how have you experienced or worked together, Arnout?
I think it was insightful. Some really nice exercises. Some nice chats about how can I be more in touch with myself. So I do think it helped. Of course, I still need to get some more dates to really bring it into practice and hopefully be successful now. But
So
I come better prepared now.
So that's an open call.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, I love it that we can also, like we can laugh together about it, yeah, kind of, it's an open call, so Arnout, you're still looking for a date, I understand.
Yes.
Yes.
It is at the time of filming. It is in 10 years, it might be possible that I'm not on the market anymore. But...
No, never, ladies. Yeah, and it's also yeah, it is also, like what you mentioned, like the work we did, kind of, it's the insights that applies also in relationship as a whole, interpersonal, be it like with your friends, your family, your colleagues, perhaps, yeah, because we also discuss about, yeah, perhaps like all these intricate relationship that happens, like when you meet someone at a conference or a situation in the workplace. So yeah, could you share a bit more, like what's kind of that, what's that important insights perhaps that you took away from our work?
I mean, it's important to on occasion really focus on the connection, because the connection gets lost the moment I start drifting more into my own thoughts. So the more often I take the time to really connect to my feelings, the longer I can stay connected.
How do you do that, Arnout? Like, how do you connect to your feelings?
I think it's mainly taking the time for it. Of course, ideally when I'm standing, so I can really focus on my feet, because that's connection with the ground is a good way to focus. And then just basically ask myself the question, what am I feeling?
Okay. Yeah. That's also kind of this embodiment, like the exercise that, yeah, was part of the coaching as well, like how to we practice together the walking meditation, just like walking, feeling the ground and connecting with our breathing. And that's amazing that you are applying that like in the moment, like when you are in that face to face, or or in a small group maybe, or maybe with a big group, that you can use that at will, to stay present.
I'm not yet at the will part, but
And sorry, you're not yet?
I'm not yet to the level of doing it at will, but
Oh, okay.
I'm still practicing.
Still practicing. Who is not Arnout? Like I'm also still practicing.
Yeah.
Everyone, the best of us, like always practice, because yeah, it is a lifelong and moment-to-moment practice. And sometimes, there are, of course, a lot of things, maybe stress or worries or thoughts about other things that take us away from being present here and now. But then, hey, we catch ourselves like, oh, let me bring myself back here.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what has been, kind of like, it sounds like an exciting also discovery for you, like you learn, yeah, you discover new insights and you learn, yeah, kind of quite the concrete embodied tools like to practice in your life. So what has been the yeah, maybe the important outcomes from all these insights, like what has changed in your life? More the question. Yeah.
Maybe a bit more confidence that maybe the next date will go better.
Okay, more confidence. Yeah.
Yeah, no, but so a bit more awareness and appreciation of all the other connections in my life. Just the day-to-day interaction with colleagues, friends, and family.
Okay. So there's confidence, which is really great. Like it's how you view yourself, like this. Oh, and also I hear like the sense of like, okay, next time, like it will be better. Like there's a trust, like, yeah, which sounds also very sounds like what is it called? Like the growth mindset, kind of, okay, like it's another opportunity. A date is not like the job interview, like
Yeah.
you're rejected but it's okay, an opportunity to learn also,
Yeah.
to keep developing the skills. And wonderful thing also to hear about, that you feel more appreciation and gratitude
Yeah.
to the people around you. Could you share a bit more, like, I don't know if there's some example, like, what, what happened, like in a concrete sense, that
Ah,
different from before.
oh, that's a difficult question. Any specific examples?
You don't have to force it, if nothing
Yeah.
comes.
If anything comes, it's more like the general sense that it's going better.
Okay. Um, yeah, I don't want to put words in your mouth, but like, when you mention about appreciation, gratitude, like, is that something that you express more, or is it more like a feeling that that you feel them more deeply, or express them more?
I think it's a combination. It's a bit about expressing it more, but I also noticed that other people start expressing it more.
Okay.
For
Wow.
example, one person I helped in my role as trusted person really complimented that I made her feel like she belonged.
Okay. Wow.
She'd be very lonely before that.
Wow. Yeah. Yeah. Wow. That's really yeah, kind of, this is part of your yeah, you as a trusted person in your organization. Yeah, kind of, you're also building inclusion, belonging in that sense, and really
Yes,
completely helping, supporting.
exactly. It makes you feel safe, and that's
Yeah,
also
creating.
one of the strange things about the whole thing. So in a trusted person situation, I can really make that emotional connection, be supportive, help them regain trust or get through a difficult situation.
Yeah.
On a date, somehow so far didn't see it yet. So because it's a different setting, but
Yeah.
you would think based on the trust person conversations that I have the skill to make that connection.
Yeah.
But yeah, maybe it's like we talked about the overanalyzing, so that
Yeah.
I have the skill, but I'm not using it because I'm too much in my head thinking about, okay, what should I think about, what can go wrong, what should I do to prevent that, and
Yeah. So it takes practice, yeah, Arnold, like this overthinking, like
yeah,
how to allow it to surrender a bit. And yeah, I have a sense also, like, and it's, I'm not saying that you are doing it, but it's also like sometimes we could be quite hard on ourselves,
yeah,
because maybe we have that skill, we have that capacity, yeah, despite the overthinking and so on. But it could also be the other person is just not the right
yeah,
match at that moment, or it was not the right time for that person.
yeah.
So it could
That's
be a lot of factors.
that's also a difficult part about dating. You go for online dates. Basically, you're both still discovering is the match. Do I have feeling for the other person? So
Yeah.
you're not acting as if you already have feeling for the other person because you're still exploring.
Yeah.
Well, I think most people expect the other person to act as if they already have feelings for them, and to see if they feel reciprocation.
Okay, if there's reciprocation. Yeah. That's again, like, I got the sense it was this space of the analytical,
Yeah.
and
Yes.
yeah, it is like yeah, it's an exploration. And uh what I hear also, kind of like, you have more confidence, like, okay, like, I have the tools and I'm
Yeah.
practicing them also, like in the interaction, in the interpersonal interaction. And it's wonderful that you kind of this appreciation and gratitude, that you also receive it back, kind of, it's not like one way, like you give appreciation, and but you also receive it back. And I can imagine that gives a lot to your confidence as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Okay. And yeah, Arnold, so yeah, kind of those are really wonderful outcomes, and I'm sure you're still applying it, and like you're still practicing it, like you mentioned. So what would be kind of your next step for you, and what, or maybe what do you notice will become possible, with this boosted confidence and also that appreciation for yourself?
That's the good answer, because the obvious answer would be, of course, finding succeeding getting a relationship and exploring a family life. But yeah, if that's not yet possible, then maybe seeing how I can get an even deeper connection with my feelings and find a better way to also use that to connect to other people.
Yeah.
Because you've made a few first steps there, and there's probably room to go a bit deeper there.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's also, kind of like I hear like a lot of openness, and also no, it may sound a bit spiritual, but non-attachment, or you're not fixated, like, okay, like it has to be this way, but
Yeah.
hey, like, what you learn, okay, it can develop into like having a wonderful romantic relationship and starting a family, but could also be like, okay, like kind of a deepening of the connection you have with yourself, and also with the people that you
Yeah.
about, people you work with, people who support you.
Yeah, I tend to be very stoic in that sense. I really know that what I can influence is my own feelings, my own actions, and what I cannot influence, the feelings of another person.
Yeah.
So I just give them my best effort, and if it doesn't work out, then it just was meant to be. But as long as I do my part, put in my effort, I cannot blame anyone.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. That's really no, I'm I'm also aware, like you have the background of a Toastmaster, like with the values, like that's really about the integrity, right? Like kind
Yes.
of, this is like, this is who you are, and you are developing yourself, but not because you're expecting a reward, or like expecting like someone will pat you on the back, but because it is your inner will. You do want to grow, and you want to
Yes.
to embrace more, like, okay, how is it, like, like the interpersonal relations, like how can I navigate it better?
Yes, exactly. See what
Yeah.
growing,
Yeah.
developing, and just taking life as it comes, and just do my best.
Yeah. Yeah. And that takes a lot of emotional maturity, Arnold, to have that. So I really want to applaud you for that.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. And Arnold, like for sure, like a lot of leaders, in various function, they may also perhaps at some point in their life, kind of like maybe like they get too over consumed by their work, and they forget about, like, hey, the importance of relationships. Kind of can be like friendship, romantic ones, or a relationship with their, loved ones, their family. Maybe like as a kind of uh, a way to close our conversation today, Arnaud. Like, what would you like to share to these leaders? Perhaps like they're also longing, for that relationship, like closeness, like some closeness with the people in their life, and but they may face some blocks. So, what would be your message to them?
I think a message would be that whatever your personality is, however way your brain works, you don't need to mask as much as you're probably currently doing, because even though it might look like it, when you look around you, you're not alone. There are other people like you whose brain works in a similar way, with or without a diagnosis. So be aware of that, be open to it, and accept yourself as you are.
Okay, wow. That's a very powerful message, Arnout, especially the last part, accept yourself as you are. And how wonderful it is like to leave the audience with that message, and it's also a call to action.
Yes.
So yeah, with this I would love to wrap up our conversation. And again, like the call to action today, Arnold is looking for dates. So if that's you, or anyone who you would like to introduce to Arnold, kind of, he's been very open, and yeah, I hope our audience, you have a sense of Arnold, and yeah, and be curious to reach out to him. Yeah, so and also if this is some kind of, especially interpersonal relationships, or kind of getting out of your overthinking, coming more into your feeling and being more present in yourself, the connection with yourself, the relationship with yourself. If for the audience out there, if that's something you find a bit of a challenge right now, don't hesitate to reach out to me, Irena Anggreni. So I will leave the contact or a way to reach out to both Arnout and myself. And yeah, let's wrap this up. So thank you for tuning in with us, and see you next time.
See you.